Hello, everyone. Let's just say a quick good day. Get some coffee. Let's get into this. All right. So before we get stuck in, I just want to address something real quick. And I can tell that I'm getting a little bit older now because this kind of thing excites me a little bit less than it used to. And so let's have a quick look over here. All right. So we've got here Bist Land. And Busland says 3 days ago, you said it was going to go to 78,000. Now you're short. You kind of lost on the market, my friend. And I used to get really excited about this sort of thing because it gave me an opportunity to kind of get up on my pedestal and prove myself right and get into this whole song and dance of all that kind of thing. And the reason why I can tell I'm getting a bit older is because it doesn't even pique me anymore. So I don't want to spend too much of your time focused on this kind of thing, but it's these kind of losers that made me get rid of my free community and only focused on my paid community. Because with the paid community, you have an ilk, a quality of person that interacts because they've paid towards something. Now they're invested, and because they're invested, they take it seriously. So this guy over here is just flippant. He's probably not got any money. It's all that kind of stuff. Not great. Um, I don't want to degrade his character in any way, but you can just tell what kind of person he is just by the words he uses and how he approaches things. Where over here, for example, I said it's going to go into this range. We'll get into the market update now, and it's in that range. It dipped in, is going to get back in. I could like panic and get rattled and say, "Oh my gosh, okay, cool, I'm so sorry," and chase the market and try and make other people happy in the free community. But I'm too mature and I'm too experienced to actually get kind of flared up by morons like that. Needless to say, it's never fun getting caught into something like a market reversal when it wasn't necessarily expected. Now, I gave many points yesterday as to what transpired, mostly because of the danger zone that happens during long periods of consolidation. And then, of course, this artificial move to the upside, which didn't quite make sense because I did say foresee the market turning around now at some point. I must have been on a video or something to that effect. However, there are things to be grateful for. Okay, so once again, if you're getting the market right, if you're forecasting the market right, 9 times out of 10, those are odds that I'll take any day, and those are the odds I've taken for years. Now, if the 9th time out of the 10, or the 10th time for that matter, to be mathematically more accurate, gets you off guard, then it teaches us a few things. It teaches us that the use of a stop loss set in the correct place is super important. It teaches to listen to the market instead of apply your own will over the market. And what it offers us is a gift, which is the dominant trend direction. Okay, so the consolidation was pretty ugly, and I spoke about that. I really don't like accumulation and consolidation, and that's the reason I went to other markets like gold and the Dow Jones and such, because just being kind of stuck in Bitcoin's accumulation period is very heart wrenching. It's a terrible feeling, and once you have enough of that, that's where you kind of get the courage to double outside of your comfort zone. And thankfully, that's what introduced me to the great Dow Jones. And if you haven't traded the Dow Jones, it's my favorite market on the planet. So I recommend looking into it if you are interested in something else other than crypto. But yeah, so to kind of conclude, you can't make everyone happy. I don't aim to anymore because it just takes up too much energy. Trying to show everyone everything all the time, it's exhausting, and that's kind of why I do use these snow snippets, show snippets to talk about this sort of thing, just to handle that natural skeptical brain, I suppose, and also to try. Did I already say? Let me take another sip of coffee. Yeah, it's to reduce that natural skepticism that one looks that employs, I suppose, as well as like I'm trying to communicate that I've been there, I've done that, and that's why I'm so confident in what I'm putting forward. Is because the majority of what's out there isn't good. And I get that, and I get guys are bitter about it. And then these little twerps get their little kicks of kind of trolling, and maybe they're pissed off too. So maybe he's not such a bad guy, he just wants for better. But I just don't have the energy in any day, I mean, nowadays anymore, to give the whole explanation every single time a free person just takes an opportunity to get a loud mouth. And when you find out more about them, they probably only have $50 to their name, or I don't know, a 17-year-old kid who is bored after school, whose friend spoke about Bitcoin, so he jumped onto TradingView because some YouTuber spoke about TradingView at a referral link, and now he gets to comment. So yeah, that's again the reason why I've got a paid group, and it's got people who are serious about trading. It's people who want to focus on the betterment of themselves, who don't necessarily like to waste their time being bombarded with updates and announcements and hype and that sort of thing. So if you are a good person looking for good, then or for great actually, then let's chat. I'm on Telegram and Discord, and you can reach through the direct chat here on TradingView as well. Now to today's market update. Wow, 7 minutes of ramble to start. I do apologize, and if there's anyone still watching after that, then let's reward you for doing so. Okay, so here on the 512, it's broken out of kill zone. It's now it pulled itself up quite a bit, so that's where that little fake out came, and it kind of caught people off guard at the idea of it going in a bullish direction. I mean, sure, maybe I didn't catch the trend directional change as well as I would have if we didn't have Easter weekend. If there wasn't just this like shitty flat structure over here, then maybe the shape would have been more obvious. And again, I really don't like it when it's so shallow, because it does kind of open up that higher risk perspective. But to be fair, and for my insanity, I did tell everyone about this last week, and it was wiser just to kind of lock in your profits before you go into a consolidation period, as it can be higher risk than usual. So just keep in mind next time we run into that it is the case. Now, going down to our 512, our look forward chart, and just running through this again, I'm not going to change this. I do feel that there will be a progression further down. And I mean, I'm not blindly committing myself to that. I just do my best to listen to the markets, and so should you. So, for example, over here, in terms of the O of MTOPS, the oscillator, there is a switch, which does indicate there could be a turning point over here that's forming. Now, the reason I don't take that too seriously ahead of time is because if you look over here, there was a switch and then a switch as well. So when the oscillator gets those three switches over there, or three touches rather, so it could be touching here is what I'm trying to get to. When there's the thinning out of this, a lot of guys who assert their will over the market will assume that this is now where the market turns around. And even as it dips as such, they can also make that assumption as well. So for these reasons, I've got, obviously in the paid video material, there is a checklist as to what to look for on a confirmed turning point, so you don't get caught out by this sort of thing ahead of time. Now, where we are right now is I do believe that the market will continue going down further. It is kind of hanging up in the air there a little bit. However, I'm committing to this, which again, guys like whatever his name is, uh, let's have a look here. So guys like this, okay, he's joined 13 years ago. He's got 4 followers and he's got 4 ideas. So his contribution to the greater good is insignificant. A lot of this stuff is wrong in any case. You just got a bunch of lines and arrows. I mean, what's the point of that? That's not even a real shape, and so on and so forth. So he's very lost when it comes to trading, and he doesn't really have an excuse. He's been doing this for 3 years. Okay, I mean, kind of develop a skill every once in a while, and it shouldn't take 3 years. My guys typically take between 6 days and 6 weeks to master the markets after they've learned my strategy. So he doesn't contribute, and it's kind of the essence of those who can't do will not really be able to do what I'm about to do, and that is to say ahead of time that I still foresee the market to get into this region. Now, it's a big thing to say, and this kind of person will never have the kind of balls to say that because they just don't have the skill set to watch the markets unravel. All right, so when I say I do foresee price entering this region within a week, that's a big thing to say, and just to kind of sit here and watch it transpire, it's nerve wracking. So when I say that out loud, I just want to share that it's not easy. It's not something that everyone can do. And I'm offering this information to the guys out there for free, just for, I think, 3 more weeks until I jump back off. So as this unravels, and if you're still listening to this 13 minutes in, I want you to be a part of the magic. I want you to see how awesome the unlikelihood of something crazy like that will be. And should it happen, then celebrate with me, because there are very, very few people on the planet that will be able to do this. And I'm definitely one of them. You could be too if you're interested. And for them tops guys who are watching this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So let's see what happens there. On that note, okay, so I have to always say this because I'm not someone just to feel around blindly thinking that just because I've said something, it's going to happen. It's never the case. Why we operate at such a high accuracy level and can forecast the future before it happens is because we're good listeners. We listen to the market. I check the markets once a day. I'll see if there's anything that's decided to shift, or perhaps something we missed on the higher frames because we weren't thorough enough. But just checking in once a day and just listening is a super important thing to do. So if it doesn't enter this region, then is it a situation where I might not sleep at night? Is it a situation where I could walk around my property feeling depressed and really low self-esteem? Hell no. Of course not. I mean, we're here to work with highest probability outcome. And that for the moment is this. And tomorrow we'll continue to see price action perhaps fulfill our prediction. But in the 10th time out of 10 times, or the 9th time out of 10 times, that it doesn't, and there was something we missed, or the consolidation created a lack of visibility into what the next move was, we've got backup strategies to make sure that we don't wipe our eyes full of tears. You're like, we don't walk around moping because we got a trade wrong, like that odd trade. We know exactly how to do risk management. We know the optimum risk reward ratio and how to achieve that. We know what realistic targets are. We've got certain rules that apply to ensure that even if we're having a bad spell or not seeing the market clearly, that there is this protection net that has us so that we don't kind of spiral out into that psychological spin that some traders find themselves if they get a losing streak underway, which is something that we'll never have, or blow up their account, which is something that we'll never have because of the strict stop loss rule and exactly where to set it and how to maximize that. Like all of that is taken care of because I've really gone into the depths of this as I wanted to earn a very honest living from the market to ensure that my family was going to be okay, not for the next 3 months, but for the next 30 plus years. And that takes a lot of brutal hard knocks and hard work, right? So I say this because a lot of people just see price moving up and they think that they are superheroes because their account size is increasing, but trading is so much more than that. Like, when is the right time to sell at the up? When is the right time to get in? Where is the right place to set your stop loss? What is the right time frame to trade off of? What is the correct asset allocation? Is it to have everything within the crypto sphere where you're dealing with the Coinbase top 10, or is it something different? We've got all the answers because I've been literally everywhere that matters. So if you're looking for guidance in how to lower your exposure and increase your yield or your, bottom line profit, basically, then learn from someone who's gone to the full extent, and then also utilize that knowledge to save time and not be in the game for 3 years and have zero significance to the greater community, and also putting out garbage that doesn't make any sense. He's working with delayed. Okay, so over here, this is a delayed. He says, "What's next for BTC?" Okay, good one. Okay, he's working with RSI, which is bullshit. That basically tells you what was. This channel over here means nothing. That this is the channel there is basically a fan line movement on the higher frame. Okay, so some of the ill-informed will utilize something like a channel. Let me try to find something to draw with. So over here, this movement over here, I know the colors are kind of similar, so I don't want to confuse you. But the way it's progressed up there like that, along a fan line, okay, is what people think is a channel. But the same people can't answer, when will that channel come to an end? Let me see if I can bring this back. All right, it's very well to draw two lines, be like, okay, this is the range it's going to be in. The reason why it is range like that is because it's got certain parameters it needs to, or certain obligations it needs to fulfill in the higher frames. But then they just draw a little line in the middle and think that's it. But what's to say it's not going to turn there? What's to say it's not going to turn there? What's to say it's not going to turn there? So it still went up again. So these are the guys who are just absolutely depressingly clueless. For example, this guy who's been doing it for 3 years and he still doesn't know what he's doing. He's still using horizontal support and resistance. What a waste of time. When you're working with diagonal price action on the sacred Gann square, how does previous price action become your support and resistance? That makes no sense. In a market that needs to zigzag, which has to cross markets, why would it just go to the same floor and the same ceiling every time? How would that create a higher high or a higher low? So there's no trend there. So anyway, if you want to fast track your learning, reach out to me and let's achieve that. Or you can be like this poor fella and never have any idea on how markets truly work. Bye for now.